Welcome to Daily Life Connection as we continue to explore together who God is and how that makes a difference in our everyday lives. I really appreciate you folks joining me each day for this. I just am amazed at your comments and how God is using it to encourage you and to strengthen you in your daily walk with the Lord. I'm so thankful for that. I want to read today from Psalm 68. Psalm 68. And this is David writing in verse 32. Sing to God, O kingdoms of the earth. Sing praises to the Lord. O rider in the ancient heavens, the ancient heavens. He sends out his voice, his mighty voice. Ascribe power to God, whose majesty is over Israel, whose power is in the skies. He gives power and strength to his people. Sing to God, kings of the earth, to the rider in the heavens of the ancient skies. I love this way of David's expressing who God is to him. It's like he takes a flight of fantasy, isn't it? I love this term, the rider in the heavens. Or the Message version says it this way, to the sky rider. The rider who strides the ancient skies. Isn't that great? I think sometimes we have so made God sound theological and technical. You know, he's omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. He is the unmoved mover. We get all of these terms, and they're not bad. They do describe who God is in a way. But for me, they're like dryness. They're just kind of like a dry theology lecture that you're going to get. But David writes about this God who rides the ancient skies, sky rider, God who comes in power and speaks to his people. It just lifts my soul. It lifts my soul. And I just delight in a God like that. I can just kind of sit back and, oh God, I love Sky Rider. I love a God who rides the ancient skies. You know, it sounds kind of like a fantasy book or a superhero name, doesn't it? Cultures have always had mythologies and stories about superheroes. You're probably not old enough, rather, to remember. But I remember as a kid watching the Saturday morning cartoons, and I can just picture right in my mind now. This mouse flies across the screen. It's Mighty Mouse will save the day. Mighty Mouse, not a great superhero, but there's always been a culture of superheroes, and I mean today the movie industry is so focused on the whole Marvel Comics characters and the superhero characters, and movies about Superman and Batman and Spider-Man and Wonder Woman and all. We are fascinated with superheroes, and I wonder why that is. I think it's partly because we all know, humanity knows deep down inside, that we need a superhero. We are coming to a realization that, back a few hundred years ago, reason was going to be the savior. It was going to turn culture around. It was going to become a kind, compassionate, merciful, just society. Didn't happen. And then, through the late 1800s, 1900s, science was going to be the thing that so many breakthroughs and wonderful ones. I mean, I was one of the first kind of generations that was vaccinated for polio. Thank God for science. Love it. I did a science degree in university. But science has not solved our problems. And our government hasn't. Nothing has. We need a superhero. And that superhero is not just some omnipotent, omniscient God. He's the ancient sky rider. He's the strider of the ancient heavens. That's the God who comes in power to bring justice to his people and to set things right. He is our superhero. He is the one that we look to. Yahweh is the only hope of a real superhero. So today I just want to leave that Psalm 68 with you and let you think about it. And I don't know if that tickles your fancy or not. It does me. It makes me smile, as you can tell. That God who strides the ancient skies. I love that. I love that imagery. So, just take some time and think about that today and see how it impacts your life. And then leave some comments down below. God bless you. We'll talk again tomorrow.